some initiatives, and then open discussion. So hopefully we can get done in 30 minutes instead of an hour. I'd like to thank everybody for coming, and we're going to just jump right into updates. Nancy, if you're ready with updates from the board meeting.
I am, because the board meeting ended about 30 seconds ago.
Which is why we do our meeting right now, so everybody knows, so it follows right after the board meeting.
That's right. Okay, so from the board, as far as conference planning, they had a total of about 850 proposals come in, mostly at the last minute, as is our usual pattern, and I'm as guilty as everybody. They went in that night. One thing that Trey talked about that there, and maybe Brittany knows more about this, with the scheduling this year, they're not going to ask the divisions to bundle them. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but the idea is that in the past, the planner had to create bundles and give the bundles a name, and the name was what you saw in the program, and it was like super misleading to people, and you really had to drill down to figure out what exactly you were going to. So they're trying to go away from bundles. We'll see how that works out. A couple of staffing updates. Lois is retiring after Kansas City. She's got some health problems, and that's her plan. It may be accelerated, so it might be sooner, but it won't be later. So that will be, of course, a tremendous loss to us. The other one, I will say, came as a huge surprise to me. Last month, we got together and we talked about how Brent Slinkard was coming on to AECT full-time, not going to be a consultant anymore, and now he's moving on to some other job and not working with us at all.
What?
Yeah, exactly. So, the way they spun it in the meeting was he's given us lots of good direction and we'll be able to continue to move forward and so forth. But yeah, Brent resigned. I was shocked, as was Sharon, apparently, because I believe that was you that just went, what? So yeah, those are the two big changes in the office. The other thing that's worth noting that came out of this is the convention in 2021, and I know that sounds like it's a really long ways off, but the convention in 2021 and also the summer leadership that year will be in my least favorite state in the world, Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio. That's where we're going in 2021. They apparently have a great facility. They will guarantee us tons and tons and tons of internet accessibility. They have a shuttle that runs for $2.75 from the airport to the hotel. So Phil and Lois went and visited it. They thought it was wonderful. The summer room rates are going to be $99, so that's a very good price as well. So lots of reasons why we said yes to Columbus in 2021. And this is we didn't go to them. We did a member survey and we said, where do you want to go? And everybody picked all the places we can't afford because we're poor educators, like New York and Chicago and things. But Columbus reached out to us and said, hey, come take a look. So apparently it's a great venue, and that is where we will be going. And that's about it for my updates.
So in 2021, you can fly up here and drive with me.
Oh, it just cracks me up. You'll be stuck in Ohio for like days on end versus just the 6 hours as you're making your trip. That actually really, you can't make that up.
You find that funny, do you?
The drive should only take 4 hours through Ohio, too, so it is kind of funny.
Karen, Columbus is like right in the middle of the state.
Does it have an airport?
Yes.
Any questions for Nancy about the board updates before we move on? Randy, Cincinnati is way better. We'll agree with you there.
It's still
There's a Jack in the
Ohio,
Box.
dear.
But you, true. So anybody who is familiar with Ohio, it is in the center of the state. They do have an airport. It's where
already
Ohio
answered all
State is.
that.
Yep. So fun in Ohio. That sounds fun. Any other updates for the board, from the board?
Nope, that's pretty much the highlights.
All right, Brittany, let's move on to the conference.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So not much to report. We're still waiting on menus. There were no menus as of our last meeting. There were 851 proposals total for AECT. We had 23,
Oh,
17 concurrent presentations, 3 posters, and 3 roundtables. And last I heard, the bundling was kind of up in the air, so maybe we'll get more information about that next time.
that's really low on the proposals, guys.
Yeah, but as far as conference planning goes, that's the whole update.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is a very shaky year, Nancy, for higher ed, so people are not sure whether they're coming or going. Those of us here in the Washington, D.C. area are kind of sitting and waiting for the next shutdown. So,
Yeah, it's sad when that's the most predictable thing.
yeah, so I'm not surprised that that we didn't get a lot of proposals. I'm pleased that we got what we did, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to see the division getting a bigger piece of that pie.
What's our normal trend?
Jenny, what was it last year? I think we've
We
been
had
at
36.
36. That's what I was thinking.
Is that what it
Mhm.
normally is?
Tim's online. Tim, what was it the year before? Do you happen to recall?
No, I don't. It seemed like it was higher than that, though.
I know we've been running in the mid-30s for the last few years.
That's what I was thinking. So yeah, big drop off, and maybe it is the political environment, the environment of education. Of course, I see Kate's remark there that she submitted to 2 others, and you don't know that you're going to get funding to travel that much, but
And speaking of the comments, in case you did not see Randy's comments, Randy is taking minutes for us. I was slow to click the record. I'm going to adjust my Zoom settings so it just automatically starts recording when I start a Zoom session, so I don't forget to click the button moving forward. But for anybody who might have missed Randy's message, if you could type your name in the chat if you do not have your full name written for your Zoom ID, so she can make sure she has all the names for the attendance, that'd be super helpful. All right. Also, one other note on conference planning, in case you weren't here for the last meeting, because we really haven't sent any email communication out about this because we're still kind of vetting it. Brittany mentioned lunch. I know in the past we have not had a division lunch at conference. Other divisions do it. We are going to be partnering with Systems Thinking and Change this year to do a division lunch. Depending upon the cost, we're waiting for the menu so that we can explore the options. We are trying to limit the cost back to our membership. So if it's a very expensive thing, we will probably not be going through with it. However, it is something that we're looking at doing new this year for conference, for anybody who was not here last meeting to hear about that.
Can we have an unconference lunch if it's too expensive and just publicize a meeting spot and go out together
Well,
That's a good
yeah,
idea.
and
We could do that.
in the
yeah, we can
program?
definitely do
Like
that.
to put it in the program, but then say meet in lobby, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, I
whatever.
think we could put that in the front matter notes in the program. I don't see why not.
We
Well, I
always
mean,
put the
right where they
division
all-
dinner in there.
Oh, okay.
We
Well, we
always
could
put
add
the
them both.
division dinner in there, but we could probably do both. But you know what, Lisa? They normally put like D&D and GSA on the town. Like, I know what you're talking about. And they put the luncheons you're talking about on the day breakdowns. We
Yeah.
might be able to talk to Larry about that. I'm not sure if it's possible since it's not like a AECT planned event or something, but it might be something that we can explore if we do not move forward with the division lunch.
In my experience, if you beg enough to the right people, you can get what you want.
Yeah, it would be great to see it right in the daily list because that's how I find those things, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise I miss them. I know I do, because that's where I'm looking is in the schedule under events, lunch, and then I see the lunches pop up, right? And if it's not in the program, then they won't pop up on my search.
Okay.
Right.
Randy, make sure that gets in the minutes so we don't lose sight of it.
All right. If there are no other conference updates, we're going to move on to webinars, which is my topic. On February 6th, we held our first webinar. It was on busting myths about millennials. We had about 12 to 15 people. Some people had to drop off. Some people joined in late. I'm going through a transition period right now, which is the only reason the recording has not been provided yet, because I'm working through my new computer versus my home computer with a job transition. So I will be getting that to Ashley very soon, no later than this weekend, so that it can be shared with everybody. It was a very interesting presentation. I would love feedback from anybody who attended on what they thought about it, about the topic, or about what they didn't like. Any kind of feedback you want to give at all would be greatly appreciated. We do have our second webinar scheduled. It will be on March 21st, which is also the day of our next membership meeting. It will be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Clark Quinn will be presenting on microlearning, and you will probably have noticed Ashley started advertising that yesterday, and we will be sending some email blasts on that as well. Are there any questions about webinar?
Yeah. So the next membership meeting, is that also at 3 o'clock after Clark?
No, the membership meeting's going to be at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, but you're in a
there's
different time zone.
You're Eastern, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I should have specified.
Everything's
my
East.
my bad.
Yes. The membership meetings are always going to be at this time.
Okay.
So 5 p.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock Mountain. You're in Mountain, right, Lisa?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, 3 o'clock Mountain time is when the meetings will be. We had coordinated it so that when Nancy is done with the AECT board meeting, which is held right before this meeting, she can jump right in and we get those updates from the board right away.
Yeah,
That was our planning this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks. I really liked that webinar. I'm wondering, how did we find her? How do we know her?
I actually know her boss.
Okay.
Lisa Tanagas, she was a former president of ISPI. She owns a company here in Michigan called Innovative Learning Group. Her and I are, I've met her through Michigan chapter of ISPI, and we've continued that connection. She's told me a lot about what her group has been doing, and I saw the presentation in the summer and said, I would love for your group to present it to my organization in the winter, and we made those arrangements.
Right. It was the first presentation on millennials that actually made sense. I've seen.
Well, that's good. I'm sure
Like,
they
come
will
on, we're all
appreciate
people
that.
here, you know?
Right, exactly. I think we get hung up on those labels a lot of times. So I'm glad that you did enjoy that. And if you check out their website, they do have like an email blast that you can sign up for to get more information. They do podcasts and all these different kinds of things on all the latest learning trends.
Yeah, they seem reputable from that one event. I would actually point students there.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. Okay. Let's see. So that's about it for webinars. So like I said, our next topic is going to be on microlearning. Big buzzword right now, something we're looking into if you think about it with our YouTube channel. So I hope we can get a lot of participation in that. And
Just
Ashley will be sending.
Have you guys all read Paul Kirshner's rant about microlearning?
I have not.
So that's a blog we might want to just consider.
Okay, cool. Ashley, you might want to make a note of that.
I can forward a link.
Cool, thank you.
Who needs the link?
Send it to Ashley MacArthur.
Okay.
Because she is in charge of our YouTube committee, and she's also going to be the person who's speaking next.
Awesome.
So, Ashley, I'm going to let you take it away and let us know what feedback you got on the YouTube committee documents from the board and everything.
Awesome, thank you. I did get some awesome feedback, very valuable, made some changes and everything. I don't think that everybody participated, but I greatly appreciate those who did. It was very, very helpful for us. It's nice to have the extra set of eyes and then to discover things that we might have missed in our planning process. But I think they're solid. I think they're very well prepared documents. I think everyone has done a wonderful job, and I think they get our point across and answer questions. Of course, we'll continue to adapt these as time goes on and as questions arise when other people are viewing them who are interested in submitting videos. But for now, I think they are ready to go as long as everyone is approving them and set with them. So is there any objection to that?
No.
All right.
No,
awesome.
I think we're good to move forward.
Awesome.
So what was the next steps that you guys were going to take? I know Susan was working on a how-to video for the website, right, for the channel.
Yeah, Susan is making a best practices how-to video, so it's going to show people how to go about the process while also demonstrating our best practices. We're really looking at ADA in particular, and Susan has a lot of experience with that, so she will be wonderful to create that video and kind of exemplify what we're looking for with that. And Brandon is going to do some updating with the logo file type so we have a more clear image to send out. It'll be the same logo. We're not going to make any changes like that, just better clarity, better quality than what we have currently. Other than that, we will start developing recruitment materials, and it would be nice to have those out by summer leadership. I mean, I'm not sure if that's too much of a time frame, but just kind of realistically speaking, I'm not sure that we would be able to get all those recruitment materials done within the next month, because we were originally planning on soliciting videos in March, but we're kind of far behind on that. But so once we get the recruitment stuff done, it would be nice to go through the same process and have the board approve everything and provide feedback, and then we can release those and actively recruit.
Okay, sounds good. You don't feel obligated to wait for a board meeting to bring us stuff to review. If you guys have stuff done between board meetings, feel free to just shoot an email out to the board members. Tell us to go check out that Google Docs where you have everything saved, and give us a deadline so that we can keep it moving. And so, like, if you get it done and there's 2 weeks before the next meeting, because we're doing these almost every 4 weeks, you know, that's still plenty of time for us to review it and approve it at the next meeting for you. So don't feel like you need to wait for every monthly meeting to give us more stuff to review so you guys can keep moving forward, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. And I see if you don't have the YouTube channel already, the link, I do believe we have it pinned on our Facebook page. It's the top post, but it is also available in the chat. The link is available if you need to save that for your reference. All right, Scholarship Committee. Brittany and I need to schedule some time to discuss when we're going to start sending out the applications and if we want to make any revisions to the application process this year. Brittany, I know you weren't at the last meeting. Holly's going to be on that committee with.
Okay, sounds good.
We lost you.
While we're waiting for her to come back, this is Holly Handley, just making sure that I've called in so I know my name's not on there. And I'm happy to help on the scholarship committee. I'm about to start teach class at 4:30. So I just wanted to say, hey, I'm here, but I'm actually now about to have to leave the conference call. So I hate that, but just want to say, hey, and I was here.
I have this feeling Jenny's not coming back.
But just let me know how I can help on the scholarship if y'all get that together. Okie doke.
All right, I'll let you know, Holly.
Okay. Awesome.
Have
All
fun
right,
at
y'all have a
class.
great rest of the meeting. So, yes, I will. Yay. Woohoo. Go plants.
Okay, well, it looks like Jenny can't get back in. She shows as muted right now, but she doesn't seem to be able to dial in. So, Brittany, did you have anything else to add on Scholarship Committee?
Can you guys hear me?
There she is.
Yay! Okay, like I said, getting used to a new computer. That's why I called in on my cell phone. But, all right, so Brittany, I have all the documents from last year on my Google Drive, and I'll share that with you and Holly so you guys can take a look at it, and then we can schedule time. I don't know what you and Holly discussed on time. Just let me know. My new schedule is 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Okay, we didn't really discuss a time frame or anything, but I guess we can just talk about this through email.
Yep, that'll work good. And just so everybody knows, I updated my email address on the website so that you can contact me now through my new job. So will be faster to respond to the emails than through my Gmail account if you use that email address. All right, awards committee.
Okay. You probably recall that we talked about changing our awards this year. In the past, they've seemed kind of non-eventful because we were basically giving awards for things that we had already accepted for presentation at conference. So what we had talked about in our other board meetings was developing more meaningful awards, things like best OTP related journal article, best OTP related book or book chapter, maybe a dissertation award. We need to work on exactly how we're going to develop those. I'd like it to be structured to the point where we have a rubric, we have a set of reviewers, so that, you know, it's a really fair and transparent process. What we need right now to get this going, and we really do need to get it going if we're going to start accepting nominations and have things reviewed for conference and awards to present, which that's part of the plan for that joint luncheon, is that's when we'd give out the awards. What we really need is an awards committee. Jenny and I are both committed to doing it, but we need probably, 2 or 3 more people to join us and really have a voice in figuring out what this thing's going to be and building those rubrics and figuring out the submission process. So anybody that's interested, feel free to jump in right now. If you aren't, if nobody volunteers right now, probably you're going to get a bunch of emails from me and Jenny going, please, please, please help us, because we do need people. I see that Brandy's volunteered.
We
And I'd
do
be
have
happy to
some
help.
volunteers from last meeting as well.
Okay, I don't have that list in front of me, do you?
I'm pulling it up right now on Facebook. Wow. All right, so it might come up. You guys see last meeting's minutes?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you real quick. It is for the awards committee. Volunteers are Holly, Ashley, and Suri.
Okay. And then we add Brandy to that, and you and me, we have a pretty good group.
And Tara just said she could help too. And so did Wendy.
Good. Because I was going to say that this was looking awfully heavy UWF, and I would like other representation. So Holly, Ashley, Brandy, Suri, Tara,
And Wendy.
and Wendy. That's awesome. We will get something together for an initial meeting soon and get moving on this. Thank you all.
All right. So with that, that was everything on our agenda. It was pretty much the same as last time. The only thing I dropped off was the 2019 Tech Trends initiative. Just so you guys remember, we're going to be working on doing another special edition of Tech Trends to be published in 2019. We're really not going to start brainstorming about that until leadership, but just something to keep in the back of your minds in case you have any ideas of what you think we might want to focus on instead of just making it general organizational training and performance. So just throwing that out there as something to noodle over as you have time, and we'll talk about it more when we are at Leadership Conference, because I'm quite certain they will do strategic planning at Leadership Conference, and this will be part of our strategic plan for 2019. All right. Any questions, any concerns, any thoughts, any input you guys would like to share? It's open now.
You mentioned leadership.
Yep.
For those of you who have not attended leadership before, please, everybody's welcome. It will be in Kansas City, so it'll give us a chance to take a look at the venue and get familiar with it. That will give us a chance to pick a good place for our division dinner and everything. Leadership Conference is interesting. You sit through a board meeting the first day, probably not the most exciting thing in the world. There is the auction that evening for the foundation. And then the second day is leadership type activities and so forth. And we talked a little bit about this in the board meeting today. Eugene would really like to do something a little more social as part of that day so that we get to know each other a little better. We see each other twice a year, and it's kind of silly. The rest of the year we look at each other in these little tiny thumbnail videos. So talking about, he said, well, not a pub crawl. And of course, immediately the board went, a barbecue crawl. So I have a feeling there will be barbecue involved. Talked about maybe a baseball game, different things like that. But there may be some fun social things going on at leadership this year, too. That'll be different.
I heard Kansas City has a new stadium.
Yeah, one of the nicest stadiums.
Haven't been since Kaufman was there. So
just something to keep in mind. No, it's not in Bloomington. I see that note there, Ashley. We have an odd situation this year. Normally we have leadership and the research symposium in the same place. And for some reason, they couldn't get the hotel for the extension for the research symposium. So I don't think they're back to back. I think they're like separate weeks. But summer leadership will be in Kansas City and the research symposium will be in Bloomington. So if you like to travel, there's your July for you.
What's the research symposium on this year?
I don't know. I should know, but I don't know off the top of my head. I believe proposals are open now, so you might be able to find it online.
Okay,
It's called
thank you.
A New Focus for Learning Educational Technology Beyond Content.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but I think the polls are closed though. I think it closed on the 19th.
No, that's the proposals for the conference that closed on the 19th.
Okay.
This is open until March 15th. Abstracts are due. And if you go to the website, there's a bunch of information about it. The symposium is July 16th and 17th.
I just added the link to the chat for the call for the symposium for anybody who's interested. Brittany, do you know when we're going to be starting reviews for conference, or have they not discussed that yet?
We've briefly discussed it. We're supposed to get some kind of directions on that maybe this week or early next week, but I haven't received them yet.
Okay, so if you volunteered to review, expect to see something probably from Brittany or Ashley in the next week or two, letting you know what's going on with that.
And if you didn't volunteer review, do so.
Just let Ashley know she's keeping a
The more
list
the
on Google
better.
Docs.
And just something to add, even if you've never reviewed before and you're not sure how to do it, GSA is making some things to help. I think there's going to be a video. So if you're not sure about reviewing, you can always get familiar, so that shouldn't be stopping you from reviewing.
I see Lisa wrote down, I'm interested in finding out how to write a good Tech Trends OTP proposal. I think that's a good suggestion. I don't know if anyone has a sample of one or some examples of ones that have been accepted in the past they wanted to share.
Well, I guess the accepted Tech Trends proposals are the ones that were in the journal. So that would be your examples.
Yeah, but I guess how to write that proposal itself,
Well, it's not really a proposal. You submit a draft of your article.
Oh, well. What do you think, Lisa?
That might have been my confusion.
I didn't realize that you submit a draft article. I just submitted a proposal for another division, and it was a proposal. It was like an abstract and
Okay.
I don't know what.
Well, we'll figure all that out, and when we figure it out, if we decide to go that route like other divisions have done, then we'll figure out together what that'll be as a division at that time.
Okay, thanks.
I had a question too. Do we have any idea? I'm sure we do, but how many people are aligning themselves with this division as opposed to, I know not everybody can show up when we have these meetings, but what do we have for that? Because I think I'm curious about what are the efforts that we're doing for recruitment. Such a great division. I'm not sure why others don't want to join us.
Yeah, it's really hard to get accurate numbers from ACT about divisions because some people belong to no divisions and some people belong to 12 divisions.
Right.
So if you were to go pull up a list, you would find my name on multiple divisions, but I'm not actively involved there. I'm actively involved here. So it's a little misleading. I think, you know, in the past, we've had numbers up a couple hundred or so as far as people that have identified with OTP. As far as recruiting, excellent question. You know, all the divisions do their little recruiting thing at conference, but I think one of the best things that I'm going to say two best things that we can do to recruit as a group right now. First of all, I want to commend Ashley because she is doing an excellent job getting our names out there. She posts our stuff on Facebook. She makes sure that things get mailed out to everyone. So like earlier today, you got an email from AECT about our webinar. That went to everybody. That didn't just go to us.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, that's great. I noticed that too.
Those things are getting out there, and that helps a lot. And the more people see our names, you know, if they see it once a year, big deal. If they see it every month, something going on, that's a big deal. The other thing that, you know, hate to be bragging on her, but Ashley's kind of, you know, one of the many driving forces behind this and a lot of other people as well. I think that YouTube channel is going to be huge for helping us recruit. I think that, you know, it gets a lot of visibility, a lot of talk from the full board. Other divisions are looking at it. And when that goes live and people are getting those reminders and looking at our videos and so forth on YouTube, I think that's going to, you know, be that little spark that says, hey, I'm going to go check these people out.
I think so too. I mean, you know, but most of us are quite able. That's what we do. You know, we should post videos on what this division means to us individually, you know, and kind of post them up as sort of a little vignette of what the members are and what they do and why we selected to be part of this. I think it would be good to nurture this. I know, Ashley, you do an amazing job too. You've really raised the profile for sure.
I wonder if there's not an opportunity for us to have a higher profile at the conference this year, given our new president, Trey Martindale's background in OTP.
You know,
I wonder if he can't put us on center stage a couple of times.
There you go.
Because that's his specialty area.
Yeah. And we can certainly talk to him about talking us up. Unfortunately, the real way to get noticed at conferences is to have lots and lots of sessions. And with only 23 proposals, we're not going to have a whole lot of time for people to be coming to our sessions. But hey, I'm not above asking anybody. So Lisa, if you want to talk to Trey, if somebody else wants to, we can certainly push.
Great. So what would we talk to him about? Like we could ask him maybe to showcase our lunch and dinner, but is there anything that we could dream up of that we'd like him? Maybe we could ask him to show off our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we could, you know, that might be the thing that gets us most noticed. So,
oh yeah, can we have a presidential session?
Those had to be submitted by the 19th as well.
Even if we ask nicely?
And probably that one, that proposal deadline's pretty carved.
But you know what, Lisa? Those are great ideas for the welcome reception. We need to have a laptop showing off, multiple laptops showing off our YouTube channel at the reception.
Yeah, let's keep thinking about that. Keep brainstorming. What are the things we can do to build our presence?
Just so, I don't know how much exploring people have done with the new website. Just a couple key points on the new website. Only certain individuals can send things. Ashley has that magic power. I think you have to go through Larry to get that magic power. So she's going to be sending all the communication for our division. A nice benefit of the new website, she can send attachments. So now when she sends the, hey, here's our meeting, everybody will get an agenda and know what's going on before we meet. If you go into, when you log in to the member section, and if you cannot remember your username, you do have the ability to change your username. If you go into engagement and choose organizational training and performance, there's links to our Facebook page and to the YouTube channel. And Kate, if you want to make videos saying how awesome our division is,
Yes.
I'm all for it. You can edit. There's a document section there. We can post it on, we have actually 2 YouTube channels, so we'll figure out which one's the best one for it, and we can put it on Facebook too. Anybody who's interested in talking up the division, more than welcome to make those videos. I'm happy to have that stuff on Facebook.
Should we highlight Sharon? Should we highlight Sharon in video and have her just kind of give a pitch on Facebook?
For,
But she's running for president.
yeah, I know, but the election ends on March 4th.
Well, I mean, we could publish something to Facebook tomorrow, right? Just throwing that out there.
The only time in the past that someone actively, what is the word that I want to use here?
Campaigned.
Campaign, thank you.
Campaigning is not allowed.
Thank you. That's where I was going.
That's a short answer. So no, but after the election, I mean, we can certainly give out our messages about how great we think the division is in little vignettes.
Oh, because I thought Eugene did like some
Eugene did a lot of campaigning, and he's the only one in recent years that's ever done that I'm aware of, and that's kind of where they came back and said, yeah, that's not what we do. He wasn't aware of it, so he actively campaigned.
But it's been made explicit, no campaigning.
I see.
And that's just a quick plug to remember to vote if you haven't voted.
How do people know the candidates if they don't get out and talk to people?
Well, the only opportunity is when they talk at conference and their bio that they put up there. And that's
They have videos this year too.
Yeah, there is a video along with the bio on the website.
Okay. Well, we just think you're awesome, Sharon. Everyone should know it.
Me too. As we all know, awesomeness is no guarantee of victory.
Grumbles.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions, comments, thoughts about OTP before I adjourn the meeting? We are getting more people participating, so thank you, everyone. We have 15 people at our membership meeting. I remember back in the day when there was like maybe 5 of us. So this is great. We are growing slowly but surely. So if you have friends who might be interested, let them know. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. And our next meeting will be on March 21st.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. See you next month.